My name's Kaeleigh, and I am 20 years old, and I am currently attending Bridgewater State University for a major in elementary education with a dual license in special ed, and I'm also getting a major in dance. My whole life I've been growing up in school, children, and dance have always been the things that I've loved, so I figure why not make my career out of it. And so you're probably wondering why I have this lovely arrangement of baked goods in front of me, and I decided that in my life what I do to calm me down is I bake. I love especially making cupcakes and other things for my friends, and one of the things that makes me most happy when I bake is understanding that by putting all of these little ingredients together, you can create something that's much bigger and much better. And I think that's a little bit like in my faith and in my life. God has put so many different things in my path that have brought them together to make God direct me to who I am today and who He wants me to be. And I think that's one of the great things about life, is we get to experience a whole bunch of different things. So let me get started, and I'm just gonna mix this stuff while I'm talking to you guys. So a little bit more about me. I have grown up in a very lovely family. I have two younger siblings who I love hanging out with and love doing tons of things with. And growing up, CCD was one of the things that we always did. We went to church together every Sunday, and it was a fun thing for us to do as a family. And it wasn't until later on did I really think about how much of a gift that was, and how many of my friends didn't go to church every Sunday with their parents, or they didn't go on family vacations. And it really was a gift, and my parents set the foundation for a solid faith that I am proud to have today. And some of the things that I learned at CCD taught me some values and some skills that I was able to put into practice through Girl Scouts. And that's another part of my life that I really truly have a huge passion for. And I've always known I wanted to be a teacher, so growing up I have always paid a lot of attention to kids, and I noticed that kids are the foundation for the future, and you have to build them and help them and mold them to be strong adults. And that's one thing that Girl Scouts holds very true and is very proud to have in their tradition. And building strong girls is another thing that I've grown to have a real passion for. And I joined a sorority last spring at my school, and our main philanthropic goal is to build strong girls. And this is something that I'm proud to tell everyone, that my organization is built on the foundation that our future is built in our youth. And that's something that I really enjoy doing. And so I've done a lot of things with youth over the years, whether it's teaching dance to younger kids, which I absolutely adore doing. I love working with them and getting them to try a new tricky step that they didn't think that they could do, and then the joy in their face to see when they finally get it is just, it's undescribable. It's like nothing I've ever seen before. And I also love working with younger Girl Scouts, getting to help them earn badges and teach them new things that they may not have ever even thought were possible, and just teaching them that their life can be whatever they want it to be, and no one defines them. And I think that's something that too often in our world today we lose sight of. And I'm so excited to get the opportunity to hopefully work with older kids, because that's not something I've gotten to do a whole lot with, but I also feel like, just like little kids, they need to be reminded that they're strong and they're special, and that even though the world sometimes gets a little crazy, they're just as important, and they can be anything that they want to be. And so I hope that if there's one thing that I could tell any of the campers at Catholic Artwork Camp, it's that God loves you, and that no matter where you stray and no matter what happens in your life, if you just take a second and say, God, I need you, and I don't know what to do, and I don't know where to turn, He's going to be there, and He's going to smile, and He's going to say, hey, no worries, welcome back. I'm so glad to have you back. And I think that's one thing that Catholic Artwork Camp definitely taught me my first year, and I didn't even realize how far I had strayed from my faith at the time. I didn't even think I had gone anywhere. I thought it was just as solid as it was the 2 weeks before that I left for Nashville. But one of the things that I learned, especially the second year when I went to room in the inn, was that life hands you all sorts of crazy turns. And I was fortunate enough to speak to some amazing gentlemen who bore their hearts, and they told us their hardships and their stories of their struggles, and they were so honest and so open. And I think in that moment I realized I took life for granted. And they taught me that even the simplest things, and they could be simple as a pair of shoes, mean nothing. And all that really matters in life is the people. And I truly believe that God brings you people in your life to build your relationship and to teach you the cornerstones and the baby steps so that one day you'll be ready to have a full-fledged, amazing relationship with Him. And it's through those little relationships with friends and family and other people that you meet in your life that's truly strengthen that relationship. And so I think that's one thing that I've learned thanks to Catholic Heart Work Camp and the amazing people that I've met along the way that I would love to share with any campers that I would come across. And so I'm hopeful that I will get to work with all of you because you did such an amazing job when I was at camp, and I'd love to have the opportunity to share that with someone else. And I'm very much willing to try any new things because, I've had a hard time with it, but I'm letting God take the reins, and I'm saying, I know you have a plan for me. I know I'm stubborn and I like to try and know what that plan is, but I'm trying to let you just take them all. Take all the reins and guide me where you want, because I'm learning that if I do that, I will be pleasantly surprised. So I hope to hear back from you soon, and have a wonderful summer.